Welcome to part two. I didn't know there was going to be a part one and a part two. Who knew? I apologize for that, and don't have the ability to edit one and two to just make one video. I don't know if it's my internet connection here. I don't know if it's the phone. I'm not really sure. I apologize. But welcome to part two. If you're wondering, well, I'm at part two and you don't know what I'm talking about, go back and see part one. Guinness Review part two. We're in the midst of talking about flavors on the beer. So dry Irish stout. As you can see, I've been sipping my way through this, thinking about the beer as well, so we can talk about it very quickly. The body on this is actually pretty light. Light to medium. Again, people think dark beer, they think stouts, they think heavy, and that's not always the case. Big stouts, imperial stouts for sure. Big, full mouthfeel. The full mouthfeel, or big creamy mouthfeel, comes from the nitrogenization. So with the cans, they do the widget. Some of the bottles also have the widget. But if you just had this in a regular pour, a regular bottle, you wouldn't get as much of that creaminess. And I think a little bit more of the acrid, the bitterness would start to come through a little bit. Bitterness, not from the hops, it's from the dark malts. And it's bitterness, not bitter. It's just bitter enough to balance out the rest of the beer. It's got a easy, like I said, mild body, mild chocolate, toffee, a slight Tootsie Roll kind of character going on in there. Coffee chocolate, definitely in that nice coffee flavor. And then it just kind of finishes, and for me it finishes dry. And again, dry Irish stout, and that's the style. So stout is your umbrella. You've got dry Irish stout. The ones that are bigger, a little bit more body, a little more alcohol, are your foreign export stouts. You've got milk stout or cream stout, which actually have some lactose in it, which will add some sweetness and some body to it. Oatmeal stout, definitely some more creaminess and some body to that. And some beers like this are going to use flaked oats and flaked barley to create some more soft mouthfeel to it as well. And then, of course, imperial stouts, things like Mott the Lesser, Victory Storm King, things like that. So this is on the easy drinking session style of this. We're using a traditional pub glass. This is true for lots of Irish and British style beers. I was on the Cicerone website. They were talking about the glass that they use for that, and it was the British dimple mug, and they were saying it's unusual. I don't find it unusual. I actually own two of them. So, but I find for that style of beers, for British ales and some things like that, you'll see them served that way. But this one, as it comes up, you have this little bulb that kind of pops out. So in a full pour, you're going to have a nice head to it. And then this, and then the rest of the beer. And it seems like, I don't know, American beers and lots of places you go to, they're afraid to have a beer with head on it. And it's almost like, oh, you didn't give me as much beer. No, it's about getting all of the presentation. And that dense head is going to have some aroma to it as well. So, aroma is kind of sweet. Coffee as well. And it adds to that finish. So, dry Irish stout, one of my favorites, and I don't go back to it often enough, but decided to be able to have one tonight. And a nice lower ABV beer, so less calories as well, and that's probably a good thing, since I have not been as active on the bikes. Been a long time, but at some point I will get back out to Santa Monica and ride bicycles. So, but until then, while you're out there having some good beers, remember, please, be good to yourself, be good to each other, and drink good beer. Cheers!